Damn, this like never works. Initiation Santeria Part 1. Santeria is a initiation-based system, and only Babalaos and Ifa are allowed to initiate people, which are called Alejos. Alejos are, in turn, outsiders. Anyone who initiates under somebody, that person becomes a godfather, padrino. Not sure what other names they have, but those are the two main names. And your relationships would be basically of that and of a parent or a child. It doesn't mean it has to be perfect, but it has to work. And that's why you have to be careful and understand who's initiating you and take your time. But sometimes in life, they bring it to you and you don't really have a choice. And a lot of things I felt that if you have an issue with your godfather, it may be because of your generational issues. Maybe you don't have a great relationship with your father or your mother. And that's one of the reasons why we have eguns and ancestors, and why you don't always pray to certain ones. You know, some of them are great and some of them are not. In Palo, they believe that, well, certain people in Palo that I've experienced with, they had told me that you would need the bad ones too to help you fight in wars and things like that. So it just depends. And nobody's in your life is gonna have a greater influence on you than your godparent. Whether that's good or bad. So if you have a bad relationship with your godparent and you end up falling out, is definitely gonna affect you for the rest of your life. You know, some people have now fear of getting into another Ile or Ile is considered a house. And getting into another Ile because of the previous bad relationship they had with their godparent. And then in the other way, it could be that relationship could introduce you into things that you would have never thought were possible. Due to, the stature and the things that they've been through and the knowledge that they have. And they get to bestow on you. And that's why I say in previous podcasts that I have that religion doesn't really make you a good person. It introduces you to a lot of knowledge, but all in all, it's really up to you. And that's why they have in this world, they have Babalaos who are scammers. They have godparents who probably basically maybe had initiated themselves. At some point, there's been stories of these. That's one of the most beautiful parts of Ifa and any santeria practice. Any santeria practice, it doesn't matter what practice you're in, is family that's being built from the ground up. You're building a family from the ground up basically with a stranger. And now this is your new family. That's so very beautiful. One of the first major initiations to start with are necklaces, which are also called the Ilekas. There are 5 Ilekas that are given during this initiation, which is Elegua, Obatala, Shango, Yemaya, Oshun. Red and white, blue and white, and then yellow and white. So Elegua is also red and black. And if more is needed, then it's given to as well as Ogun, Babalu, Ye, or Ya. Those are the Lakers that could be given if needed. These Lakers are for protection, and they also help you with situational aspects depending on the nature of the Orisha. Each Orisha will help you with different initiations. No, sorry, not different initiations, different situations. I can't say the process due to the nature of secrecy in santeria. There's a lot of secrecy in it, and one cannot explain to you what happens during the initiation process. The cost shouldn't be more than 300 in my experience. Other elays are different. They cost different, and maybe because of the material that's using, it could mean various of different things. If you go outside the country in Cuba, it may be a lot cheaper, but you have to understand that you have to travel there. You have to pay for air flight, so it may be coming around to be being the same thing. But generally, that's around the price. Not everybody who goes to a Babalao or to a Santero to get readings is supposed to be initiated. So don't have that fear of going to a reader or a Babalao and then thinking that they're going to tell you you have to get initiated or any other part. Not everybody's supposed to do it. And you could truly feel the difference once you're wearing it. You carry it with a respect, and then you treat them like if they were your kids. Well, not in that term, but there is nothing in this world that I can compare that have the same value. You dropping your phone or breaking a gold chain or crashing an expensive car or anything that cannot compare to breaking your Lakers or mistreating them or losing them, because it can be various things. And the most valuable energy that I know on earth is either your kids or your Ashe. There's nothing more valuable than that. So you do carry it within that respect and that honor and treat it in that way. And one of the main reasons is if they break, that's something that you have to go and go to the person who gave them to you. May it be a santero or babalao, whoever you initiate under, you have to go and see why they broke. And also get a reading, because that can mean something as well. And it's not only, you may or may not have to pay again. I guess people could look at that in that way. But the main thing about it is just the energy that's being exchanged and the process that has to go through it.